We are here. Welcome to the live stream. I go by FD White, aka Crypto Funds. We got about 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna get started. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. And if you hear somebody screaming in the background, that's just my terrific 2-year-old. So it's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Give it couple more minutes. Let me make sure everything is going as planned. Looking good, man. Bitcoin somebody playing them games, man, today with Bitcoin, right? Those whale games. So we will just have to see what's going on with that. Give it a couple more minutes and then we will get started. Have a sea of red today in the crypto market, but we're going to talk about it. Let me see. Exit out. Exit out. Everything looking good on my end. Oh, WLD, WorldCoin going back down. All right, we're going to get started, man. Crypto community, welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning member, welcome. Returning subscribers, if you're part of the community, CFC, that's what we call ourselves over here, the Crypto Funds community. We just keep it real, keep our head down in the books, keep it moving, and try to make as much money as possible in the crypto markets, man. That's all we about, man. That's all we about. So what I want to talk about today is Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin. So right now I'm in the process of moving. So I'm moving all my stuff to another house before I make a trip. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I was moving, Bitcoin was holding steady at about 52,000, 52,100. Then we just got that pop. I got all my alerts start going off, all my phones and watches and all that start going off. And I'm like, oh, Ethereum back over 3,000. Bitcoin's at 53,000. So I'm hurry up. I'm rushing. I'm going, doing 80 miles per hour down the highway, down the freeway, just to get back and see that we've dumped. So I said, why are we dumping so hard? Like, what's going on? And, these whale games, man, during a bull market are going to happen a lot frequent. Then we have GrayScale also coming and selling. So let's talk about that first. I actually saw this from George. Shout out to Cryptos Are Us. So he posted this. GrayScale is steadily selling. They sold about 832 Bitcoin. Then they sold another 300. Then another 8. Then another 8. Another 6. Then another 3. So GrayScale looks like they are selling right now. So that's putting a lot of pressure on the crypto market. Right now, Bitcoin is at 51,000, dumping a little bit more. So I'm guessing they're selling every, I don't know what's the frequency of their selling, but they are selling. So we're going to have to just see where they're going to sell and where the BlackRock and these Fidelities and all these other people are going to come up and buy the dip. So right now, what I'm looking at, I'm going to keep my eyes posted and keep my eyes peeled for Twitter. And, I can, a lot of people are updating this GrayScale news. So we can see the forced selling. I mean, not the forced selling, just the selling of the GrayScale out of the trust onto the market. So it's, dumping us down a little bit. But I said whale games. Why did I say whale games if it's just GrayScale, that's selling? So if you saw earlier, like I talked about, we got that huge pop up to about 53. Like even Ethereum went up, Bitcoin went up to like 53,000 and some change. Let's actually go to the chart and see what we were looking at. We were just in this range that I drew out This range is going back all the way to like the 13th or the 14th. So we just been ranging deviation here, small little deviation here. Then we got this deviation this morning all the way up to about, let's say 53,100. Then we got this this huge dump. So why did we get that? So this is just whale game. Somebody had to know that GrayScale was about to dump. Somebody had to know that GrayScale was about to dump. So they pushed the market up to grab all this liquidity down here. And then once GrayScale started dumping, they probably just, gobbled up all of this. And then now we're dumping. So it looks like we're holding this level here, this level that I drew out a while ago. We also had this upper sloping trend line here that I was hoping that we held. I was going to open along. This actually goes back. This is a nice macro upward sloping trend line. But this horizontal is what we are looking at right now. It looks like we're holding right now. This is on the hour. I'm sorry. This is on the hour time frame. Let me actually turn my volume down on there. This is on the hour time frame. So we close in about, okay, it just happened. So another hour. So we're going to see how this candle closes. If we zoom in, we can see that right now it's like a hammer candle. So they tried to push price down, but buyers stepped up and bought. So we'll see how this hourly candle closes. We have, if you look at the volume, we see a lot of volume coming in. It's a lot of selling coming in at this point. So hopefully we can get some sort of bounce here. We've been getting a nice bounce from Bitcoin every time we've been getting these nice sell-offs. So like I said, right now GrayScale is definitely, selling a bunch of Bitcoin. So what I'm looking at is where, what's the name of the Larry Fink and BlackRock and all these guys are going to come in and buy more Bitcoin, because I think they're all in kind of like they in the same like little circle. So they kind of know that Bitcoin or GrayScale was going to sell before they start selling. Like it's just like everybody knows, before it even happens. So they probably knew. So they probably know how far probably the market is going to go, and then they'll come in and scoop up the Bitcoin. And it's just, once these big players come in and even in the stock market, that's how the politicians, they know, exactly what's going to happen in the future. So they can just, front run these moves. So what I'm looking at right now is just where we're going to hold. I'll keep my eye out on some oscillators to see where we can bottom out. See if we can get some type of nice bounce or some type of divergences on smaller term or smaller time frames. And then I might look for some sort of entry for a short-term position. Back to the charts though, Ethereum had touched 3,000 today. We got up to about 3,000 and like, 10? And then we got same thing with like Bitcoin. We had this huge sell-off back down to about 2,887. Now we're hovering around 2,900. With Ethereum, we have that, the ETF rumblings coming on. So we'll have to see if Ethereum can hold steady. We'll see if Ethereum is going to keep going up with the ETF rumblings going on. They saying it might come in May. I think it might be May. So we'll see if Ethereum catches a bid. I'm looking for Ethereum. Let's actually zoom out. I'm looking for Ethereum to hit somewhere in the mid 3,000s, maybe 34, 3,500. Let's actually go to the weekly time frame so we can get a little bit more information on the screen. So yeah, so probably somewhere in this area here. We saw some nice interactions here, some wicks, some body closes here. So around 34, 3,500, somewhere in that area. And then, we get up there, we're almost, close to all-time highs. All-time highs is nothing but about 4,800, 4,900. So we're not too far off from all-time highs for all of these things. All of these things are close to all-time highs. All of these coins, well, not all of the coins, not the altcoins, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are close to all-time highs. Even some coins have made all-time highs. I think Stacks made all-time highs. We were looking at WorldCoin going absolutely bananas. Now it had like a 17% drawdown today or drawback today, which is understandable. So something like this, once it goes up, so many percent, I think it went up like over 100% in the past week. So now we'll look for retraces and we'll look for spots where we can get bounces from resistance levels that turn into support areas. So that's one that'll be on my radar. Let's actually go to it because I think I had something drawn out for WorldCoin. Nothing really, just a macro uptrend. It's on a weekly. We just got this macro uptrend. So I don't think we're coming back down to $3 unless something in the economy goes bad, which is still on my radar, still on my in the back of my mind. But I'm not going to let the bearishness, dictate my moves right now, because overall we're still in a bullish uptrend. We're still pretty bullish overall sentiment wise. So if we zoom in for WorldCoin, let's actually go. So yeah, I had this drawn out. So right now it looks like I drew this out yesterday morning. So we had this upper sloping trend line here, and then we have this horizontal, and it's coming here to meet. So it looks like we may get a nice bounce here from WorldCoin at about $6.25, $6.30. So we'll just have to keep our eye out on WorldCoin, keep our eye out on the market. If Bitcoin holds steady here, I'm thinking we can get a nice little bounce. AI coins have been going bananas this past few days, which was kind of like, it was kind of easy to forecast, because like I always say, like these narratives, once these narratives come in, like we knew that OpenAI, Sam Altman and them, they came in with the new Soro, or whatever, however you pronounce it, the text to video. So we knew, like with anything in the crypto market, it's like narrative and then that speculation comes in. So WorldCoin is also their coin. You got to scan your iris and do all that other wild stuff. So this should have been like something that was a super easy trade once they announced that Soro, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but once they announced that, we all should have just ran right over. Well, some people did. I didn't. I wasn't even thinking. I got a lot on my mind right now. But I should have just been like, oh, okay, they're coming out with this. Soon as they came out with that, I should have just known, okay, I'm going to go to WorldCoin. WorldCoin's probably about to pop off. Then I'm like, okay, WorldCoin pops off. AI, the AI narrative is going to heat up. So then you go down the list, you go down the narrative list, and you just, you could have ran some nice gains in the AI coin. So that's just that's how you attack the bull run. Like if you, like when I think back to 2021, when when Meta changed their name, Facebook changed their name to Meta. So I'm like, okay, Facebook changed their name to Meta. What's going to pop off? The metaverse. What happened to the metaverse coins? They went nuts. Like it's just those type of things. Like any type of game, like a big announcement from, like, let's say some big gaming company announces something with a crypto company or something like that, then gaming's gonna pop off. Or it's just the narratives. You have to keep, like, my whole channel is just based on staying in tune to the market. We're not trying to predict the market. We're trying to ride the market. So anytime you have these narratives come in, anytime you have these announcements and stuff, you just go right to whatever sector it is, and then you ride these gains up. Mostly all the coins are just going to do like tremendous amounts of gain. So this is just another prime example of how, narrative jumps from, narrative to narrative, how crypto jumps from narrative to narrative on the back of some announcement or the back of something that comes out. So we're gonna keep our eye on AI. AI is gonna have a big bull run anyway. I think so. AI is definitely on the top of my list. It's just everything is red today. Everything is pretty much red today. So I'm going to do a deeper dive on some of these coins. Like usually I keep my list. I can be a little bit more categorized a little bit better, but usually I just bring the ones that I'm looking at to the bottom of my trading view list. So I was looking at Phantom, I was looking at Frac Shares, Ethereum Name Service, GMX, and Engine for some sort of breakout. But we got this nice correction from them. So now I'll definitely be looking at something if they can come up to some support areas for some nice bounces. Especially if Bitcoin gets a nice bounce from this area here. So let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's just see what's going on with Bitcoin right now. We're just ranging. We're just ranging. Nothing here to really see. Like I said, we're just in the range. Let's go back to the hourly. We're in the range. We're actually holding this level right now. We only really had like 2 deviations out of this. Basically this one at the top, this one at the bottom. So what do I usually say? I say if you deviate from a range from the bottom and come back in, most likely you're going to the top. If you come back up, come out of the range at the top, you come back in, most likely you're going to the bottom of the range. So that's just how you see. People make trading so hard. The hard part about trading is you. You are your own worst enemy when it comes to trading. You either scared to make the moves, or you just greedy, or you FOMO. You don't know how to accurately navigate risk management. But other than that, like, you can lose 60% of the time and still be profitable, man. You just got to know when to cut the losses, know how to set your stop losses, and your risk to reward ratios have to be, on point. So that's really it. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm just gonna watch Bitcoin all day. I'm just gonna watch Bitcoin all day, and then see what happens, man. What's up, y'all? Seth, let Grayscale dump. It's hard to accumulate with Bitcoin being over 50K. You know what? It's a saying that they say. They say when the whales miss the boat, they bring the boat back. So a lot of people have missed the boat. So I don't know if it's something that's going to happen before the halving, where we get a nice little washout, or the big players come and bring the boat back so they can accumulate while we're scared and fearful. Then they come in and they, buy it up. Luis, what's up, champ? Hey, Ev, easy most likely going to happen. Where do you see Matic going? Oh, Matic, man. Matic is undervalued. That's a big bag I hold of Matic, man. Shout out to Token Metrics, who got me in Matic under 10 cents. I think Matic could go to $10. Like, I think if I think we have the bull run that I foresee, if all the stars align the way they look like they're going to, if everything plays out the way it look like it's going to, I think Matic is going to be a top mover. I think it's going to be $5 conservative, $5 conservative, 10 is like my mid. Like, see, these moves, I don't know if you've been in a bull market before, but these moves, like, let's say I'm like, okay, Matic will go to, let's say I say Matic go to $10, and that might be the all-time high for Matic. It might not even be there for like 2 hours, 3 hours, or a day. Like, these things, these blow-off tops are massive. So let's say Matic one day or 1 week starts at about 3 and the ascension starts higher. 4, 5, 6, 7, pullback, 6, 5, 4, uptrend, set 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pullback, 8, 7, 6. Then it'll get one massive blow off top where it goes up to like 10, 11, $12, and it stays there probably, maybe an hour or two, and then it just goes back down. So when I say $12, it's so hard to, if I say $10, $12 for something, or something just, I'll say something might 10 or 20x, it might not even stay there that long. And it's so hard to catch the tops, and it's so hard to catch the bottoms. So what I say, or what I always try to do, I just try to catch a nice chunk of that. You know what I mean? A nice chunk of that. And with us still being early in the crypto market, like, we can still be accumulating at these prices. These prices only look high to us because we were in the depths of the bear market, basically sitting there, with our tail between our legs while everybody else was, was laughing at us. We knew these times was coming, but Matic at $1 is still pretty cheap to me. I think Matic, I will actually go to a Matic chart. I think what was the all-time high on Matic? Like, possibly like $3? I know I got Matic somewhere around here. Maybe I got it in alphabetical order. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's actually go on the weekly, and then we could just see exactly where Matic topped out at last bull run. Yeah, I was right. Close to $3, $2.94 on this chart. This is the Bybit chart. So yeah, I'm thinking Matic could, if we got the $3 last bull run, Matic could easily go. I think it's going to easily take out its all-time high, but I think we'll probably go $5. If we go super full raging bull, $10. But it's going to be so hard to catch these moves at the top, man. That's why I'm always preaching to scale out. So if you got Matic right now, Matic hits all-time highs, we'll probably get some type of pullback at the all-time high. That'll be take some profits. These nice big peaks here, I wouldn't sell that. I wouldn't sell here. I'll start scaling out around all-time highs. That's what I would do. So I'll probably take a few percentage off. And then as we keep going higher and higher and higher, I'll start just, taking, I'll definitely take my initial deposit out, my initial investment out. And then as we keep going up, I'll just start taking small increments out. But yeah, man, it's so hard to try to catch a top or time a top. Like, I can come and do prediction videos, but let's say, like, even when Bitcoin hit, like, let's go to Bitcoin. Even when Bitcoin hit 69,000. Let's see how long. Okay, it hovered up here. Okay, it hovered. It was above 60 for like, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So you had a month above 60. We had a month above 60, and then, but this wasn't really a blow off top. This was not a blow off top for Bitcoin. Usually we get those just up, and then boom. This was just basically like a double top, and then we rolled over. But a lot of these altcoins, man, just when the FOMO sets in, and then when that peak comes or that top comes, then it's just like you gotta hurry up and try to catch it. But you don't even think, like, in the moment when these coins are going up, you don't even be thinking about it. You just be so euphoric, like, oh God, it's this high. I'm gonna ride it a little bit more. I'm gonna ride it a little bit more. That greed, I'm trying to tell you, like, control, like, try to get your emotions in check now, because that greed and that fear is going to be at levels that you've never seen if you haven't been in the bull market, especially that greed. I mean, last bull run, I was looking at my portfolio, just like, I'm waking up dancing. I'm doing all type of stuff. I thought I was, I didn't know when I was going to sell, because it was just up only, up. Every day I woke up, it was just keep going up. And then one day it just was like, and I just felt stupid. So now I know. That's why I wanted to come make a YouTube channel. That's why I wanted to come and talk to the crypto funds community and just go from there. If the Fed pivot, how much you think Bitcoin will drop? So that's a good question. So in the past, if you notice, the Fed pivots when something goes wrong, right? So that's exactly, I think that's what you're saying. So I don't know if the Fed, it depends on why they pivot. So the banking sector does not look good. Like, the banking sector is not looking good right now. We know that. I know that BTFP, or Bank Term Funding Program, ends next month. So we only got a couple more weeks before that program ends. So I don't know if they're going to, like, extend it. I don't know what's going to happen. We already see major cracks in the banking sector. We see major cracks in the consumer now. The consumer is starting to be tapped out. The only thing, like, everybody was calling for a recession. Everybody, like, with the credit card delinquency is up. Credit card, just overall, the overall credit card debt is up to levels like in the trillions. I think it's a trillion. It's a lot. It's like all-time highs. I know that. So it's a lot of things that could go wrong. A whole lot. And Bitcoin was birthed, or crypto basically was birthed out of the 2008 financial crisis. So we've never witnessed, or we never went through a real life crisis. But I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. I'm just gonna I'm gonna just take it day by day. That's why you got to be in tune to the markets. And once the sentiment starts to shift, and once everything starts to shift, then yeah, you'll kind of get a hunch. You know what I mean? But that's why we just got to stay in tune. But if they just start cutting because presidential elections coming and they think they've won the good fight against inflation, if they just start cutting because of that, then we're just gonna keep going. It's not gonna really affect it. So it depends on why they start cutting, But eventually, they're gonna have to start buying U.S. Treasuries, because the people, they're not rocking with the dollar like that right now. Because they see all this debt and stuff. So they're gonna, if nobody's buying our Treasuries, then the Federal Reserve gonna have to come in and start buying Treasuries. That's called yield curve control. And then how do they buy Treasuries? They're gonna have to start printing money. And once they start printing more money, that means the value of the dollar is gonna start tanking again. And what's gonna happen when the DXY, or the dollar, starts tanking again? These assets are going to, they're not gonna go like this sideways. They're going to go straight up. So it's a lot of catalysts that can happen. We just got to be in tune. I just FOMO on Sol. Want to sell when pull up again. We'll see. Yeah, Solana, like I said last time, I think Solana is going significantly higher. Even if we go under 100, I think anything under 100 Solana, anything around $100 Solana is a pretty good, a pretty good thing. Like, even like what's going to happen is, like, these high cap coins, like, let's say they make their move. Let's say Bitcoin gets around 70, 80, 90,000. Who knows where it's going to top out at? I don't even know. I think it's going a lot higher. But then let's say if Bitcoin's at 100,000, who knows where Sol can be? Sol probably 400 or 500, possibly more. But this is what I would do, not financial advice. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna take some of my higher cap coins, the gains from my higher cap coins, and then start it to pour them into lower cap coins, because usually like what happens is the crypto market, it just trickles down, and then it goes narrative to narrative to narrative. So I'm gonna take some of my gains from these higher cap coins like Solana and AVAX, Ethereum, I don't really have that much Bitcoin. I got enough, but I don't have, I only really trade Bitcoin, and then I have my stash that I'm only holding for forever. You know what I mean? These regional banks are a mess. Yeah. And they are a mess because these regional banks are a mess because of this commercial real estate, man. People do not understand how bad this commercial real estate thing is. This commercial real estate thing is bad. Like, everybody coming into like 2022, 2023, they said it was going to be a real estate crisis, but they thought it was going to be like residential. No, it's going to be commercial real estate. All these, like that bank that just failed, Federal New York Reserve Bank or something, I forgot what it was called, a few weeks ago. This because they absorbed like Silicon Valley or Signature Bank, I think, and they just took all of these terrible commercial real estate loans, and it's just something that you got to keep your eye out on, man. Something that the average person don't see, and all it takes is, because we already know the bank don't hold our money, and they're already underwater on their investments because interest rates are high. So one thing we just got to look at is how the masses react to the news, like if banks start going down, because bank runs start happening, then stuff will get bad. But if you remember last year, like I said last time, when the bank run happened last time, that's when Bitcoin started its ascension higher. So it's so many variables. It's so many like things going on. We just really just have to just stay locked in, and just, if you've been like the times to be off your investments and not worrying about them. Like if you're thinking like, 5, 6, 7, I ain't gonna say that long. I'll probably say 3-4 years down the line, that's cool. But like, we need to be active. Like, you don't have to be trading or nothing like that, but you got to be active, because things could turn like this. Like the economy can turn like this. The banks can turn like this. Stuff could happen geopolitically like this. Like, so we being active. I'm being an active investor, as opposed to being, somebody who's sitting back and just, waiting everything out. But I do have my long-term bags that I want to, that I'm going to hold, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I know those are going to be around for, the foreseeable future. So I don't even plan on, selling my long-term Ethereum or Bitcoin bags. But these other things, man, I'm actively managing them. I'm actively watching them. So not to mention with these big players coming in and these ETFs coming in, like the regulation will be here. And a lot of these coins, like, is not going to be existent. A lot of these things are going to have to start meeting, SEC thing. I'm not saying like it might not even be this bull run. It might just be like further down, and maybe 2026, 2027. But it's coming. It's coming, man. The big players coming in. It's not going to be the Wild Wild West like it used to be. And the Wild Wild West is good. Like, if you really study crypto and you know how the market moves and you know how to manage your emotions and stuff, we love the Wild Wild West. We want the Wild Wild West. That's how we make our money. Like, people think we crazy. People think I'm crazy. They like, oh, I don't want to invest in crypto. I don't want to invest in Bitcoin. It's too many. Like, it goes up and down too much. I'm like, that's why you use it to your advantage. Like, if you know it does these things, that's how you can make the most money, especially people who don't trade or don't use margin or don't use leverage. Like, crypto is the fastest vehicle for you to use to get money. You just got to really know how the market, try to figure out how the market moves and use it to your advantage. If we didn't get 40, 50%, 60% dips, how are we going to get, 60, 70, 80% rips? Like, we love the volatility. We just do our homework and we do our research so we can take advantage of it, man. Nothing else in it you believe in? Yeah, I mean, it's a few. It's definitely a few, man. Especially, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think Solana will be around. I don't see like the top. Let's actually do this. Let's go to CoinMarketCap, and then let's just go down. Let's just go down the list for a minute, and then let's see Let's look at some coins and see what I think. You know, I just think I'm just a guy from Detroit. You know, I don't know nothing, but some things that I think that might be around. We can see Bitcoin, yes. Ethereum. Do I think Binance BNB is going anywhere? Probably not. Solana, excuse me, no. XRP has been out since what, 2013, 12, 14? That's not going anywhere. Cardano, I don't see Cardano going anywhere. AVAX, I'm on the fence with AVAX. Dogecoin, like some of these coins have stood the test of time. Dogecoin doesn't even do anything for real, but it's Dogecoin been out for how long? Like since I can remember. It was on like what's that, 2020? It had to be out since at least 2016, 17, maybe 15. It's been out for a minute. So I don't think Dogecoin is going anywhere. Especially with Elon Musk being tethered to Elon Musk. Who knows what could come out of these X payments, these Twitter payments, once he rolls out this Twitter service, this Twitter payment service. So we'll see. Chainlink, I think Chainlink has first mover advantage in the Oracle space. I don't think they're going anywhere. Polkadot, like once we start getting into these layer ones, now I'm like, I don't know which layer ones are going to stick around. I know Ethereum probably, Solana, Cardano. Even though Cardano, a lot of people don't like Cardano. I mean, they still building, they still doing stuff. It's cheap, it's kind of fast. Charles Hoskinson is, you know, he's basically he basically founded Ethereum and got Cardano, so I don't think that's going anywhere. Then you start getting down the line, and then you're like, okay, ICP, like I don't know, Litecoin stood the test of time. Litecoin's probably not going anywhere, even though nobody really talks about it like that. Then we start getting into like the gaming coins and you know all these other coins. Ain't Casper in the top 25 now? Wow. Oh, did y'all hope y'all caught my I love Ada, bro? Yeah, you know I got last bull run. I really went heavy on Ada, man. I think Ada's gonna have. I think everything's gonna have a good bull run. If I think it's going, you know, the bull run is gonna go how I think it's gonna go. But see, all these layer ones and then these layer twos, like what if Ethereum started, you know, all these upgrades and whatnot? Like, why would they even need layer twos still? Maybe I need to do some more deep diving and stuff, but a lot of these layer twos are predicated on Ethereum needing them. So what's going to happen when, you know, who knows when it'll happen when Ethereum gets its act together all the way, but who knows what will happen with these layer twos. Like that. Even Matic, like I think Matic's gonna have a great bull run, but I don't even, you know, if they're not doing anything else, I don't know. But I think Matic is doing a lot more than just, you know, being Ethereum layer 2, but we'll have to see. Like a lot of these, once we get out of like the top 10, the top 15, now I think Render has some good tech. So and just because something has good tech and it has first mover advantage, that doesn't mean that it's going to stick around either. So right now, the market share is so low in the grand scheme of things. A lot of these projects, a lot of these coins, a lot of these tokens can just, you know, continue to grow. Once the market starts to level out and once the market starts to actually use some of this technology, once the world starts to actually use some of this technology and we get more adoption, then that's when people will come in like, okay, we're going to use this. And then we'll see who's going to win that race. Just like when you had like, you know, Google and you had Ask Jeeves and all these other stuff. Once the people start getting hip to it and once people start using these things, once adoption started to grow, then the people chose like this is what we're going to use. This is everybody's going to use. And then the other ones just got phased out. But it just take time. We still in infancy in crypto. All this new technology, that's why I was trying to tell my Instagram people, like, this is not just something that we just speculating on and making money. Like, that's what we're here for the most part. Everybody comes in because the number go up, you know what I mean? But the underlying technologies in some of these things could be very beneficial to the world. A lot of it is some bull, but a lot of this stuff is like complete new technology, new breakthroughs. Like blockchain not even that old. So a lot of like the technology, the underlying technology behind all of this crypto stuff is still fairly new, still fairly in its infancy. And it hasn't been, the masses haven't came in and picked, you know, or the government, whoever gonna pick whatever, you know, haven't came in and picked what we're gonna use. We're gonna do this. We're gonna use this for this. We're gonna use this one for that one. So, but gaming. So when you come to like gaming and stuff, like you can have multiple games or multiple types of games. But even in Web 2 or whatnot, we still have like the big gaming companies like Activision, Epic Games. Um, we still have those. So we just don't know what the Epic Games, the Activision, or all of those, per se, are going to be in the space. So I'm just staying in tune. I'm gonna be locked in for a while, man. I'm gonna be locked in even after this bull run. I'm trying to make as much money as I can this bull run, and then just stay locked into the crypto space because it's still new technology, there's new things going on, and you'll be able to benefit from it, even if we're not. Because you're early. You're early, man. Being early is like the cheat code. We are early. Oh, Rob, what's up, Rob? Don't get me wrong. I'm in it for the money. Doesn't really Cardano. I mean, I like Cardano. I really like Charles. Man, I had a small little conversation with him on X a while ago, and I'm rooting for him. He's a smart guy, so I'm definitely rooting for him. I hope so because I own a lot of ADA, so we'll see. Rob, I'm definitely going. I'm gonna schedule it either today or tomorrow. I'm in the process of moving, so I'm doing a lot right now. I've been moving my stuff to a new house, and then I'm gonna travel for the next probably 3 or 4 months. I'm not sure, so I'm trying to get everything together. But we will get that collab, man. Shout out to Rob. If you're not following Rob, Digital Asset News, man, he's one of the best guys out here. Definitely has been looking out for me when it comes to the creator space. So, it's once you get into, especially in the bear market, once I started making videos in the bear market, it was hard to gain traction. It was hard to stay motivated. But my whole thing is motivation is overrated. If you dedicated to something and you consistent with something, good things will happen. But I'm definitely very appreciative of you, Rob, man. Thank you. No rush. You got the kids and the wife. Oh, hey, I'll be trying to get away from him. No, yeah, true, man. True. But definitely, man, thank you, Rob. I will schedule that. We got a lot coming up. I have a interview with a big time, one of the best lyricists, one of the best rappers. He's from Detroit. It's not Eminem. We have an interview coming up. We're going to be talking about Web3. We're going to be talking about AI in music. We're going to be talking about NFTs, the metaverse in music. So be on the lookout for that interview coming up, man. That's going to be a very big one. Just try to keep things on the level. A lot of trash. Yeah, definitely. That's why Rob, I want to come and I want to, I try to keep it technical a lot of times with the charts and whatnot, but there's a lot of guys that do that, try to come with the news, but I also want to give my perspective, All right, I see. Yep, I'll be there. I'll be at the stream. Yep. Just keep my perspective going, and I think I have a unique perspective when it comes to crypto, when it comes to investing. So that's one of the things that I try to separate myself from when it comes to other creators, man. But yeah, man, we'll be having Rob on the channel very soon. Hopefully we can schedule it this week and then we can have a nice chat. So really, that's basically really all I wanted to come with, man. Right now, let's go back to Bitcoin before we get up out of here. Bitcoin right now, 51,146. We're down about 1.3%. So we will be checking in on Bitcoin, seeing where we can potentially bottom out, seeing where we can potentially level out. And then Luis, I gotta figure out. I want to give you a wrench, man. I gotta figure out how to give people wrenches. I'm still new to this streaming. I'm gonna figure out how to get you a wrench. Let me see. I'm gonna figure it out, man, and I'm gonna give you a wrench, man, for the chat. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have to, cause I have never, I would really just start live streaming. So I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna get you a wrench, man. And then, cause I appreciate you, man, these last few streams. So a wrench is like if you go on other people's live streams, you can see, some people have wrenches where they can add comments, delete comments. It's kind of like a moderator. It's a moderator. Yeah, moderator. Thanks, Justin. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah. So we'll get you one of those, man, cause I appreciate it, man. It's, coming over and interacting with the live stream all the time. I want to get like a new or a set schedule so it'll be easier for people to, know what's going on. So right now, I mean, we're breaking down. Let's actually, before we get out of here, I want to zoom in. Right now we're on the 15-minute for Bitcoin. So we broke that level. The range that we've been in since the 14th, we broke down and now we're under it. We're under it. So let's see if this is a deviation. But what we don't want to see is this. Where's my my drawing tool? Nope, that's not it. Before we get up out of here, what we don't want to see is this. We don't want to see us, under here, knocking our head under here and then, go down. Because usually once you break down, you retest that area. And then once you retest, you get a rejection. Then we'll be going back down. And the next area that I will be looking at, I mean, we could just look at that psychological level at 50,000. So that's what I'll be looking at. But overall, I'm still bullish. Short term, mid term, and long term. But we will have our days until something changes, So 48,600, that's definitely a level that I will long. That's definitely the level that I will long. I remember I was talking about that one last week. So we'll look at 50,000. What level is this right here? We have 50,600 coming in as some type of support, possibly. We know we had a little bit of price action right here, which we're almost coming down to. We basically touched it. And then we got a nice little bounce. So we came down to this area here. So the next level that I'll be looking at is probably like the psychological level around this area at about 50,000. And then, like I said, the 48,500 to 600 area, which we tapped, I think it was last week or the week before last. So it's really, that's really it, man. Right now, as long as we're hovering above 50,000, we're still pretty good. Even above 48 is really, I keep saying I'm gonna get out of here, but I kind of want to look at this before we get out of here. I'm sorry. The level that I really, really am looking at, let me see. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Is this area here? I don't want to lose this $48,000 area. I really don't want to lose. I heard 4K though. I don't want to lose this $48,000 area, because then it's really like 44. Like the lower we go, once we get back into the 40s, you know how the sentiment is. People like one week people are super bullish. We're going to $350 million, and then Bitcoin falls $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. People start panicking. Especially like right now we're at 50,000. So if we go under 50,000, see, all of this stuff is just psychological. So we break that psychological $50,000 area. People are going to start, oh goodness. And then we're going to start, the sentiment may be start to turn a tad bit bullish. But we were a lot overextended. I was looking at the funding rates. It was a little bit overextended. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're still looking bullish. We're still like these type of days, these type of moves are to be expected. Even in a bull run, like this is the way the bull run whipsaws in price, the way the bull run whipsaws you in emotion, emotionally. It's a ride. It's a roller coaster. It's really a roller coaster. Like I still remember the bull run. Like right today, at this moment in time, I'm a little bit more even keel. Well, a lot more even keel. I'm a lot more like robotic when it comes to price action. Like sometimes I'll look at Bitcoin, it's like, oh, we up $6,000 this week, and then it might, I won't even really like get too excited. Then we'll dump. And I'd be like, oh no, we're down $3,000, $4,000. I won't even, it's like the same. Like, so I'd be trying to be like real even keel, real stoic about it. And just trying, because once your emotions start kicking in and once your emotions start taking over, like FOMO sets in with me. Don't get it twisted. Like sometimes that FOMO step in and I be, like a little bit today. Then I had to like calm down, like, hey, calm down. We're still now. Once we start getting in the 60s, getting to all time high, I feel like I'm gonna be a lot more giddy about it. You know what I'm saying? Because then, like this, I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. But this why I was really so happy though, because I was preaching this. If you go down my timeline on any of my any of my social medias, I mean, I've been preaching this for like 2 years, like just telling people like, stop being late to the party. Crypto is coming back. Crypto buy now. Crypto is at the bottom. Crypto is, is going to come back. People laughing. Basically, people like, why are you in crypto? Crypto is dead. I thought crypto went bankrupt. Talking about FTX and just, I thought crypto, see, I knew crypto was a scam. Like we had such a bad stigma already, and then when FTX happened, it was just like, yeah. And then once that happened, I kind of knew like, okay, it can't get no worse than this. You know what I'm saying? It can't get no worse than this. So I just started ramping it up even more, ramping up the content even more, talking to people even more, and people just shunned me. People turned their backs. People didn't want to listen. They only want to talk about Beyonce and cowboy hats. Like, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about building generational wealth with the vehicle, the fastest vehicle in the garage. The fastest vehicle in the garage is crypto. It's not the only vehicle in the garage. It's the fastest. This is the Lambo. This is the Bugatti of investing. This is the fastest, man. If you want to reach your goals the fastest, I think crypto is the fastest way. There's other ways to do it. But like I said, I think crypto is the fastest. If you're doing your homework, if you're doing your due diligence, and if you keep your emotions in check. And, a lot of this stuff has taught me a lot about life, too, when it comes to, just keeping my emotions in check, staying calm, even keel, stoic, like I said. And, we're just going to keep it moving, man. Even if we are 51,000, even if we get some type of dump, a hard dump, you know what I mean? Maybe 15, 20%, 30%, which is possible. It's crypto, but if that happens, what we gonna do? We just gonna keep loading our bet because we know the end game. We know what's gonna happen. We know we know the government. We know what's going on with the government. We know what's going on with the national debt. We know all of this stuff. We know the end game. I'm gonna end you with this. It's like a book. All this stuff is like a book. All this stuff is like a book. We know what happened at the beginning of the book. We know what's gonna happen at the end of the book. We already know what's gonna happen at the end of the book. Right now, we just in the middle. In the middle. We know what happened at the beginning. We ain't worried about that. We know what's going to happen at the end of the book. We just in the middle. The pages are being written right now. So while we're in the middle, we don't know what's going to happen. We know it's like the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs. But long story short, we know what's going to happen at the end. We know Bitcoin is going up. We know the dollar is going down, not to zero. And I'm not here to bash the dollar. I'm not here to bash the United States. I live here. I love some parts about the United States. You know what I mean? But about the government, I don't know. I don't want to get demonetized, so we're not going to go too far into it. But at the end of the day, we know that these assets priced in the dollar, let's just not even talk about crypto. Let's not even talk about, nothing like that. We know these assets priced in the dollar are going to go up because the dollar is just getting debased, is going to keep getting debased. Inflation is going to keep being the silent tax that most people don't know about, but they only know about it now because it went up to 9%. See, they was sneaky with it. 2% here, 3% here, 2% here, 4% here, 1% here, 1% here. And then it went to 9%. They cut the genie's out the bottle. Now people are like, hey, why is this bag of chips $2 when it was 75 cents last year? Now the genie out the bottle. Now people realizing like, oh, so now it's our job to let them know like, yo, this is not it. This is not it. Our inflation is a feature, not a bug. It's just going to keep happening and it's going to get worse over time. So we're going to be in these assets. We're going to know, we're going to do our homework. We're going to know when to be in a dollar and when not to be in a dollar. And over time, we know our assets are just going to appreciate against a devalued dollar. And like I said, crypto is the fastest way. One of the fastest, probably the fastest, but one of the fastest ways in order to build your wealth against this dollar, man, because what they doing to the dollar, what they doing to the currency and all this government stuff, man, right now, it's sad. It's sad. And the average person don't know what's going on. They feel it. They know something going on. They feel it, but they just don't know what it is. And I feel like that's why I came with a YouTube channel. That's why I'm preaching all this stuff on all my outlets. I talk to some family and friends about it. A lot of them don't want to hear it, but we're going to keep preaching because there's people out there that yearning for something better, yearning for a better life, yearning for, to protect themselves, protect their family, and grow their wealth and have something to pass on. And I chose crypto because I think this is the fastest and the best, and we're getting in at the ground floor. That's what I also be trying to say. We're at the ground floor. We just in it every day. We're in our echo chamber. We're in it every day. We looking at prices every day. We're doing this. But the average person don't care about crypto. The average person don't care about this. We early. And I'm not talking about price wise. I'm talking about just early to blockchain, early to crypto. I'm talking about from that aspect. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to come with. I'm trying to wake people up. Like, yo, we're at the ground floor. Like, look at AI. AI been out since 1940s, 1950s. It was slowly making progress, slowly making progress, slowly making progress. Then one day it was just like boom, and the breakthroughs happened. Like, look at that new Chat GPT. I mean, that new Open AI thing. That text to video. It's crazy. Like, one day these breakthroughs, the technology, the chips, all of this stuff just start it just start expounding quick. So we at the ground floor. Like, half of these cryptos, somebody can still go in. A lot of these projects can still be hacked, can still, like, security were early. Technology wise we're early, just also early. So what's gonna happen when one day that aha moment happens in crypto and all this stuff just starts, the technology wise, it just starts to go exponential, and then that's when mass adoption will come. Like, we early. I'm sorry for ranting, man. I just get, I get in my molds because people are asleep. People really sleep at the wheel, man. People sleep at the wheel and they comfortable. I'm not comfortable. Like, I'm really into investing. I'm really into building wealth, building assets, and doing stuff like that, building portfolios. But I'm just like, it's just like a college course. Like, I'm in it for financial literacy, financial education, but I mastered in crypto, So this is how I'm building my financial literacy, how I'm putting my time into my financial education and whatnot through crypto. And, a lot of people are starting to wake up. I got my cousin walked up to me, and then I'm really going to get out of here. My cousin walked up to me. She said, "I'm sorry." I said, "What you sorry for?" She said, "Because I swear, I thought crypto was a scam. I thought it was going zero. I thought it was just like something." And I'm just like, "You're not the only one. You're probably how the masses think." You know what I mean? So you don't have to apologize. Basically saying I was right the whole time, but it's cool. Then I have another person come tell me yesterday. I texted him about something. Oh, I got a new phone number, and he was like, "Hey, man, you was right about Bitcoin the whole time. You really was on point with this Bitcoin stuff." I'm like, "Bro, I didn't did my homework. I know what's going on, not just in the crypto market. I know what's going on in the economy. I know what's going on in the government with everything, all of that. So it's kind of like it's written in stone, like what's gonna happen. And we just, the ebbs and the flows in the day to day, we not even worry about." Then I had one more person. He was like, "Yeah, man, you said," because I told everybody for 2 years, I'm like, Bitcoin, something gonna happen. Crypto gonna start going crazy. Q3, Q4 of 2023. I got the receipts. I got all the receipts. Check my Instagram. Go back down around that time. I was telling people Q3, Q4, crypto is going to start going up again. Somebody hit me up. One of my close friends hit me up. He said, "That's crazy how you do that." I'm like, I didn't know, but once you study these markets, once you study crypto and the cycles and whatnot, it's just one of them things where your probabilities go up. So that's all crypto is probabilities. That's all this investing and trading. You want to put yourself in the best possible probability, probability wise. So that's why we doing our homework. That's why we're studying, got our head in the books all the time. And that's why we going to build a big community of people who studying, we're learning. As we learn, we teach. We don't gatekeep, and we just going to keep building, not just financially. We're going to build physically, we're going to build emotionally, and we're just going to build a strong community, man. We're going to be here this whole bull run, and I'm excited. Everybody in the chat, man, I'm excited that you're here, and I hope every one of you who watches this live or watches the recorded video gets everything you ever wanted, man, because you're in the right space to do it, man. let's look at the chat before we get out of here. Don't forget. Yeah, man. Luis. I'm gonna figure out how to get that moderator, man. I'm gonna do it as soon as I get off of here. Because I gotta start moving some more stuff around. Justin can't hide from the truth. That's exactly right, Justin, man. Thank you for stopping by. And there are a lot more that coming when those long. Oh my god, yeah. We haven't even we gonna get some type of guide candles, and then I'm gonna actually jump up and down once we get. See, I'm gonna jump up and down once 100,000. That's when I'm gonna start getting excited. Once we start getting close to 80, 90. 100,000. Once if we can get up there, I'm gonna start getting excited. I'm gonna really start getting excited. I'm gonna let loose for a minute. I'm gonna start getting excited, and we gonna enjoy that time. We gonna enjoy that time, and then we just gonna we gonna stay focused though, throughout this raging bull market, because we don't want to do what I did last time. Rolled it all the way up and then rolled it all the way back down. We gonna stay focused. We're going to keep our head in the books. We're going to stay paying attention to price action. We're going to start paying attention to what's going on in the macro. We're going to keep paying attention to the sentiment. And then we're going to realize some of them gains, because we can't do nothing if we don't realize some of these gains. It look good. I can check my portfolio right now and I can feel real good. I can be like, dang, I'm looking good right now. But if I don't realize none of them gains, then, if I don't realize some of them gains, then what am I doing? What am I doing it for? And it's still some places that you can, buy stuff with crypto with. So you don't have to sell all of it, but I don't want to buy nothing with Bitcoin. I want to just hold my Bitcoin. I want to hold my, you know what I'm saying? But we will realize some of these profits into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and into US dollar, so we can, we can take advantage of some of these gains, man. But we've been on for almost an hour, man. I appreciate everybody for coming by. I go by FDY, aka Crypto Funds. I'll be ranting, man. Sometimes I wanted to come talk about the charts, but then I get in my little molds, I get in my little rants, and I can't go, man. So I will see you again. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna try to get that moderator thing, and everybody who watched and came through to the CFC community, the Crypto Funds community. I appreciate you, man, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and love.